I first heard about FHE when my supervisor suggested that I go along to this, I want to call it a winter school boot camp at Microsoft in Seattle. So yeah, I applied to go along sort of. I think in the application I said, I don't know what FHE is, but it'd be cool to find out. Um yeah, and I went along and I found out so many cool things. It's where I first heard about CKKS, and I guess the rest is history. I think for me, CKKS will always have a special place in my heart. It was the first scheme that I worked with. It was um sort of the thing that I guess I've spent the most time thinking about during my PhD so far. So yeah. I guess the short answer is just like I described with the going to the boot camp and then like my supervisor was interested in it. I just kind of the short answer is I fell into it and I enjoyed it. Um, but I guess what made me want to continue working in FHE. So once I'd started and I didn't change to something else, I guess is because, well, I thought I think it's a nice mixture of like theoretical things and applicability. And it's nice to see all the different areas sort of coming together in one space. Well, I guess for me, the thing is, I got into FHE at the same time as I got into doing a PhD and doing research. So the biggest challenge was I had no idea what was happening. Um, my undergrad degree and master's are both in, well, pure maths and theoretical computer science. So I had never coded. I'd never really like, well, I coded a little bit in undergrad, but like I never really like, I also never really done research before. So yeah, I guess it was all a big learning curve, but I can't tell how much is getting to grips with FHE and how much was getting to grips with just like academia as a whole. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Um, and I would hope that it is still possible to keep some of the community aspects, even if we become big industry people. I guess more transparency and documentation and all kinds of that kind of thing. Um, Yeah, and I still think like lots of, I guess for me as like someone who's doing more, as you're going to see in the presentation, more sort of like technical research, that's basically like pretty theoretical. And like I think it's nice if like it's still possible for like folks who are maybe just, oh, I have this cool use case, I want to do some FHE on it. I think there is still quite a disparity between these two groups of people. And I hope that gap will keep closing. Okay, so I'm just about to finish my PhD, so I feel I should be receiving this advice and not giving it. Um, I guess my advice is pretty similar to my advice on anyone trying to enter research because that's a perspective from which I'm talking. Um, my main advice is to not be afraid to say that you don't understand something. Um, and people will help you if you're nice to them. So if you email someone and say, "Hi, I saw your talk. I thought it was really cool, but I don't understand how you did this thing." I've had the most lovely and extensive replies from people explaining some tiny aspect of their work to me. And yeah, people are more willing to share than you think they are. So ask. I guess part of like being here at the meetup thing, but also just like the kind of I feel like a lot of the community is nice and like the community initiatives and the kind of things that I guess I've been able to get involved in like being part of some of the standards work and recommendations. It's really cool to be able to be part of that, even as like I'm just a PhD student, but it's really cool to be able to participate in that